Have you ever heard this before, and how many times? How you can receive a free home security system for your home or apartment to help prevent home invasions. Well, today we're going to uncover those myths behind the free security system. And this presentation isn't intended to scare or offend any of you. Have you ever wondered when you should start locking your doors? Are you spooked out when you're home for hours all by yourself? In today's eye-opening presentation, you're going to discover what the $99 security system really is. How to hold everybody accountable who enters your home, whether you are home or not. How to get a lifetime warranty. That's right, a lifetime warranty on all your security equipment. Also, you will hear some pretty crazy stats about home invasions that will boggle your mind. Did you know that 87% of all the people in the entire world that would break into your home are people that you know, people that know you, or people that know of you? That means that the majority of home invasions are people that you know in your everyday life, not some stranger or high-profile cat burglar. It's simple. We'll take this little family over here, for instance. You have the mom, the little girl, and the dad. Well, the family decides to go out and buy a big flat screen TV. So then when little Cindy goes to school the next day, she tells all of her friends over here that they bought a brand new flat screen TV. She also mentions that they're going away for the weekend, so the house is going to be unprotected. So there's a brand new TV in there, the house is going to be unprotected for a couple days, and little Johnny overheard the conversation that Cindy was having with her friends. So what happens is, when the family leaves the house that's unprotected, little Johnny gets an idea to show up. Why? Because he knows that this is an easy target to get something with huge value. But if you think ahead, then you will not have to worry about being a helpless victim in an easy-to-avoid situation. And listen, guys, I'm not trying to scare anyone here at all. My main focus is getting as many homes protected as possible to stop all the acts of home violence. Times are changing. No more leaving your house without locking the doors. No more leaving around expensive jewelry, money, or even prescription medicines, even around close friends and family. How the world is changing right now is inevitable. But what you can do to help drastically decrease your likelihood of being a victim is to protect the things and the people that do matter most right now. Time is ticking, though. For a limited time only, I am offering some of the best and most outrageous deals on security systems that I have ever seen, and I have been on the front line of the security system industry for the past 5 years. Hi, my name is Brett Jackson, and I was born and raised in Oxford, Maine. I'm 28 years old, and I started consulting homeowners about security in Albuquerque, New Mexico nearly 5 years ago. I've accomplished high achievement awards in 2 different businesses over the past few years, and then I decided to take my heart back to the state of Maine and all my experience with security systems to start protecting my home state. And I'm not talking about some cheap wireless system that you get from your neighbor's cousin's best friend that falls apart after 2 years. I'm talking about a state-of-the-art hybrid security system backed with a lifetime warranty and maintenance checkups. So let me give you a real-world example on how a security system really works. The first thing is a device has to get triggered, and then your home calls the central monitoring station, and then the central monitoring station calls you. So if you're not home and somebody enters your door, they enter your door and it breaks the door contact device, then your home is going to contact the central monitoring center, and then that monitoring center is going to call you. The same with if a smoke alarm went off in your house. If the smoke alarm goes off, it contacts the central monitoring center, and then the central monitoring center calls you. So if any device goes off, it will notify the central monitoring center, and then once again, you'll get notified. We are ADT, and if you've ever heard of security or done any research on security, I'm sure you've come across ADT in your research. ADT is the leader in home security. We protect the White House, the Smithsonian, all government agencies, and 90% of all Fortune 500 companies. So when the bosses that were in control of these 90% of these Fortune 500 companies had to choose what security system to put in their building, they chose ADT for one main reason. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 monitoring centers just in the US. We also have one up in Calgary and over in Montreal. All other security companies only have one monitoring center. What does that mean for you? Well, if you're in Maine and you go with one of the other companies that only have one monitoring center, and a hurricane came through the East Coast again and knocked out their monitoring center, you could get a phone call that says, we're sorry to inform you, but your security system will not have monitoring for the next 2 weeks due to the hurricane. Well, we all understand that damages do happen from hurricanes, but let's think ahead. Why not go with a company that has 7 monitoring centers? That way, if one does go down, all these stations are all interconnected and they're all redundant. So if your call was going to Rochester, New Hampshire, it's just simply going to redirect and go to Jacksonville. So the same service that you're getting up here in Maine, you're getting all over the United States because these monitoring stations are interconnected. And this is how theirs works. This is how the competition security systems work. First, you have to select a package. The first package you can select is usually the $99 special for the installation of a home security system. But here's what they leave out. They leave out the fact that you only get one keypad, you only get a couple doors, you get one motion detector, and you get a keychain remote. They also leave out that if you want to protect your whole house, that you'll have to purchase extra equipment. You see, a lot of people say, oh, it's a free security system, I want everything protected. But what the company leaves out is you only get a few selective pieces of equipment to get you started, and it could cost hundreds to add on what you, and sometimes thousands to add on the system that you want. They also don't usually tell you that since you get a free system that you have to be put into a 3-year commitment to do business. Now, if you plan on living in your home for 3 years, then it's okay and you're safe, because you're going to want your home protected anyways. And even if you move, there are easy ways to move the system or the service, but they just failed to tell you that. And they also failed to inform you that you are not getting a master control panel with your wireless system, therefore increasing your risk of having your security system being trumped. And we'll talk more about the master control panel here in a bit. But the biggest thing that bugs me is when they never even take the time to explain self-service. Now, this could happen for 2 reasons. 1, they don't offer self-service, and 2, it costs more and they're afraid to lose the sale. You see, every time you deal with a security company, they usually send a sales rep out to your house. And as soon as the sales rep starts trying to sell more stuff, the customer gets offended and they back away and they put a shield up. So the sales rep doesn't want to sell the best service. They just want to get the sale and make money. And they don't really care about the homeowner and the kind of system that they get set up with. So let me show you self-service real quick and what I mean. So we'll bring up this little graph right here, and let's select the brush over here. Let me get a size. So this is a size. Okay. So the master panel either goes in the basement or in a closet if you don't have a basement. And we'll just draw the master panel here real quick. And you know what we do is we wire it to a keypad that's up on the first floor. And when I talked about a hybrid system before, I mean, you know, here's the master panel and we wire it to a keypad. That's really all the wiring that we have to do, because the motion detectors and the door contacts and the floods and the water sensors and the smokes, all of those are wireless, right? And maybe a window contact up here. So all those sensors are wireless. Now what happens is, here's CMP over here, right? Here's the power. So let's just write CMP over here, and CMP comes out. Well, what happens if you lose power? If you lose power, there's this hole in between your house and the power and CMP, the power company. So unless you have a generator, everything in your house is down besides your security system, because remember, all of your devices are battery powered. The batteries last 5 to 7 years. They use long-lasting lithium batteries. It's the same type of battery that they put in the pacemaker for the heart. And then in this master control panel, you have a 24-hour, battery backup. Now that's important, because if you lose power, you don't lose your security system. So now if somebody breaks in and you don't have any power, and somebody breaks in the door, your door contact sends a signal to the master panel. Your master panel then goes to call out through Time Warner, and boom, it runs into a big wall of nothing. And it can't get to ADT, because what happens when you lose power? That's right. You lose phone with your Time Warner as well. So if you have Time Warner, you need to really consider going through cell service, because if you lose power, you lose Time Warner. Now, let's do another little example. What if you have Fairpoint, right? What if you have Fairpoint? Well, let's just say the same tree that fell on the power knocked out Fairpoint. Same thing. Somebody breaks into the house, your door contact tells your master panel goes to call out through Fairpoint or Time Warner, and it stops. Because there's no connection, ADT cannot get that, because there's just there's no connection. Now, another thing that can happen too is sometimes Time Warner and Fairpoint do routine maintenance on their lines, and they don't let you know. If you've ever picked up the phone and had no dial tone, this is what's happened. They're doing routine maintenance. So if somebody broke into your house during routine maintenance, through your door, your control panel goes to call it to ADT, and it stops, because there's no connection right here, right? So let's take a look at cell service real quick. Cell service, it's a little box, a little cell phone box that we put in your master control panel, and it has an antenna, right? So let's just say worst case scenario, okay? The experienced burglar that wants to get in your house. What they do is they cut the power to your house, okay? They cut all the power, and they cut all the phone lines. Okay, even though cell service doesn't go through phone line, this person still thinks that they're going to be able to get in. So they cut the phone lines, and now somebody enters the house. Your door contact tells your master panel. Your master panel doesn't call out through the phone line, but it calls out through a cellular signal that's connected to your house, and it contacts ADT through cell phone towers. Now, and then ADT will automatically get the call, and the proper authorities will be dispatched. You see, this part right here is the most important part of your whole entire security system. And the reason why is because you can have all the equipment all over the house and in every room, but if connections break with power and with phone lines, if this box isn't set up properly with battery backups, with cell service, you could run into a lot of different problems, especially being in Maine with power outages and things like that. If your system is not set up like this in the foundation, I would definitely get somebody out there to consult with you on how to change that, because this is the way to set your security system up. So I hope you understand that cell service is just the easiest way to contact ADT. Like I said, just think of a car alarm. You know, there's no wires to a car alarm. This is all self-contained. So back to the presentation now. All right. Here's what you're going to get for your home from me. I am going to give you a master control panel with a keypad. I'm going to give you a pet-friendly motion detector that's pet-sensitive up to 85 pounds. So if you have a dog that weighs 75 pounds, your dog will literally be able to walk past the motion detector without setting your system off. Not just one, but 2 door contacts. You're also going to get a keychain remote to arm and disarm the system via the driveway. So if you come home with a bunch of groceries or the kids, you don't have to worry about running inside to disarm the keypad. You just simply hit the button, and it takes less than a second to disarm the system. And you know there's going to be no surprises in the house, because your system would have already went off and ADT would have called you. You're also going to get some yard signs and window decals. Now, earlier I said that 87% of the people that would break into your house are people that you know or know you. The other 13% is the random acts of violence. Now, they literally drive by the houses to pick which one they're going to break in. So if you have a yard sign, or you're advertising a security system on the house, or if you have cars in the driveway, or if it just looks like somebody's home, they're going to go to the next house, because these people are not looking for confrontation. These people are looking for the easy way in, the easy way out. They don't want lights. They don't want to see people. They don't want noise. So they avoid these houses with security systems. So now these signs protect you from the random acts of violence. Now, my basic package has just increased for a limited time only, and everything that you're going to see here, you know, lifetime warranty as well. So you're going to get the master panel, the key fob, the motion, the signs, the stickers, the door contacts, but I'm also going to add the cell service with it. So it's a $99 value for the actual cell box that we put into the master control panel box, and that's going to be a free upgrade. You're also going to get an ADT iHub. Now the ADT iHub is the new wave in alarms. It's called home automation. You can literally arm and disarm your system from your smartphone, from your iPad, from your laptop, from your desktop. You can also do things like change the heat, turn lights on and off, have lights on timers. You can unlock the doors with our special deadbolts. It's pretty cool what you can do with the ADT Pulse system. So you will get the first step in ADT Pulse in this limited time basic package. Now all of this equipment retails for $999. However, you're only going to have to pay $99 for it. So let's recap. Let's recap with my ADT system against the competition's $99 system. So we look at keypads. I give you one. The competition will give you one. Door contacts, I'll give you two. The competition will give you two. Window contacts, kind of on your own there if you want to contact windows. You'll have to add those. Motions, I'll give you one motion, and so the competition. Now this is good for the most trafficked area of the home, and hopefully getting the staircase that goes upstairs too. Glass breaks, you'll have to purchase those on your own. Cellular service, we will give you cellular service with the $99 special, and the competition just won't. ADT iHub for Pulse, yes, of course we will set you up with Pulse. And the competition just doesn't have it, so it doesn't exist. Master panel, we will give you a master panel. I explained what the good thing is about a master panel. The competition will not give you a master panel, so this is your master panel in your keypad. So basically just think that, do you want your master panel inches away from your front door where the burglar has an opportunity to get to it? Also, I'm going to give you a keychain remote, so is the competition. Do we include the install? Yes, we do. So for $99, okay, that what I give you and what the competition gives you, you're going to get the cell service. You're going to get set up with ADT iHub with it, which is the Pulse system, and you're also going to get a master control panel, well over $400 or $500 value extra than what the competition is going to offer. Now there's also monthly monitoring fees that go along with having a monitored security system as well. It's the same type of service platform provider as people like DirecTV, your cell phone, or Time Warner. So like DirecTV, they'll give you the free dish. iPhone, I just bought an iPhone like 6 months ago. It was the iPhone 4, not the iPhone 5, but I got the iPhone for like $50. It's a $500 phone, but I signed a 2-year agreement. And then Time Warner, they'll also give you multiple stations and remotes, for the service. Now let's take a closer look. Cable, I know some people that are spending $180 and more a month on cable. Now that's just ridiculous. And cell phones are at least $100 a month, right? If you have the data plan and you have 450 or even 600 minutes, it's around $100. The ADT price plan starts at $37.99 and ends at $57. And that's with the quality service plan. We'll give you a lifetime warranty on all the equipment. If anything happens to the equipment, if we can't fix it, we'll replace it. So that means that you only have to invest money into the system once, and if you ever want to invest money back into the system, you're adding new equipment and not spending money to replace the old equipment that kept breaking. So what does that tell you about the type of equipment that ADT uses? It's probably pretty good, because they probably don't want to be replacing equipment every single day. Now I know I just threw a lot of information at you really quick, but if you feel that you have been cheated, ripped off, or just flat out have not received the correct information about your current security system or your current questions about home security, then you can contact myself with the connection avenues provided at the bottom of this page. And I really appreciate the opportunity to explain the truth behind the free security system. And lastly, nothing in this world is free unless someone hands you some money and says you don't have to pay them back. But when it comes to home security, I would think we would all use common sense when selecting the right system for our home. See you soon, my friends.